some of the words from an anthem that the choir sang when this sanctuary was dedicated. We're pilgrims on the journey on the narrow road, and those who've gone before us line the way, cheering on the faithful, encouraging the weary, their lives a stirring testament to God's sustaining love. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. May the footprints that we lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. Many of our brothers and sisters have shared their stories with us over the past few weeks, and so when I was trying to think about what I would say today, I wondered what else could I say that hasn't already been said. All of the ministries the congregation is involved in. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the faithful that I've encountered here over the last 22 years. Wow. The day I walked into Shepherd of the Woods in 1995, I'd been looking for a long time, well, several months anyway, leaving the congregation that I'd been at previously. And I looked at other congregations that were closer to my home, but I didn't feel the welcome. I didn't feel that I was called to be in those places. So I walked into church. It was down at the other end in what is now the fellowship hall. And my first impression was, this is kind of nice, a little bit modern for my taste, but you know, it's okay. Individual cushion seats, casual atmosphere. Not sure how I felt about that. No choir, really not sure how I felt about that. Marion Solch, Chris Johnson's mother, sat down next to me. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Marion and the others who greeted me that Sunday really reached out to me in a way that I had been missing in my church life in the previous years. The preaching was awesome, and it stirred an excitement in me that I'd not felt in a long time. I really felt like I'd come home, and that was a great feeling. The real hooker for me was when I went to the new members class, and Pastor Johnson, at that time we just had one pastor, Pastor Johnson shared with us his philosophy that service is a gift that we have the opportunity, or we get to give. Not an obligation, not something that we do because we're told to do or that we're expected to do that. I'd never heard that before. In fact, on more than one occasion, I've been burned out by giving and serving out of a sense of obligation, not because I felt that I needed to do it, that I should do it. I guess it was that I should do it, but not as a feeling, as a gift. Now is being told to pray and then to listen to the heart, to what God was telling me that he was leading me to do. And so my family and I joined this congregation with its mission to serve Christ, and that mission has continued to this day. I did become active again, obviously. Most of you have seen me at least once or twice around here. But the coming to service was not out of obligation, but because I felt privileged to be able to serve in this place, and a sense of gratitude for all that God had done for us. The Spirit of God really moves in this place. You know that, you've been here. Celebrations in my family had occurred here. All three of my daughters were married in this church. First Mandy and Eddie, and then Pam and Jim, and then Jenny and Jesse. All four of my grandchildren were baptized at that font back there. And celebrations of lives lived in abundance. My mother's memorial service was held in this sanctuary. Eddie's funeral was held here. And through all of those things, the people of this congregation, you all, and those who came before you, lifted us up, supported us, and allowed us to grieve, to rejoice, to laugh, and to cry. My story is not a unique one. You've heard similar ones back to the beginning. I came looking for something that I'd been missing, and I found it here. I found ways to serve that I never dreamed of, never knew could happen. One of Pastor Johnson's favorite sayings when we're talking about starting to do something is, if not now, when? If not us, who? And that's the reality of the mission of this congregation and why we're able to do the things that we are able to do. I found brothers and sisters engaged in ministries here that I can't be a part of it. I can't go to Peru. I have really bad lung problems, and the altitude of Peru would probably just kill me over the edge. So that's not something I can do. But I can support my brothers and sisters who do that mission. And in fact, my grandson Miguel will be making his first trip to Peru this summer. You know about all the possibilities, all of the things that can go on. We know that we are blessed with, beginning with Pastor Johnson, and now blessed to have four pastors in our congregation, all of whom carry that same spirit and that same love and that same vision for mission that we're being called to. It takes all of us doing it together. So I just ask that you do what I did in 1995 and continue to do. Pray and then listen to the heart, to God's call to serve in His way, in His time, so that all who come behind us will find us faithful. They will find the fire of our devotion lighting their way. The footprints that we leave will lead them to believe, and the lives we live will inspire them to obey.